The Necromancer in the Diablo 4 beta was my favorite character. Not by far, because I had a really good time with the Sorceress and the Barbarian also, but I think that Necro is going to be my main. I'm going to tell you why in this video it's going to be my main character at release, and I'm also going to show you a really powerful build that I've actually concocted while we were playing this past weekend for the beta of Diablo 4. My name is Ghost of Red Seas. If you want to help this channel, please leave a like and a comment, and there's a free and fantastic way to also support this channel, and it is by subscribing. If you subscribe, you also get a chance to win a copy of Diablo 4 whenever it comes out, 1 week before its actual release. So it's a win-win. Just gotta be subscribed. I'll do a giveaway 1 week before the release of Diablo 4. Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the nooks and crannies, the bolts and nuts. Let's get it, baby. Alright, so as you can see in the footage right now, I've been doing a bone spear build on the last day of the actual beta. I've had a lot of good legendaries at the end, specifically one that was really good for bone spear. I used Blight, I used Corpse Explosion, I used Blood, Nova, Blood Lance. I used all of the skills from its arsenal, and I do feel that this one, with the limited time that I had with the actual Necro and the beta in general, I think that this one was my favorite, and it was by far the most powerful that I had. Alright, right before going on with the explanation of the build, I just want to talk to you about additive and multiplicative damage in Diablo 4. This is not the first time we see it in a Diablo game, but this is the first time we can actually read it from the skills or the items. If you didn't know, you can add an advanced tooltip information in your gameplay settings to be able to get more information about everything, the items, whenever you equip something or you take it off, what you're going to get or what you're going to remove. Also, when you go into skills, you're going to have some brackets after the percentage damage that you're going to see, and it's going to give you an information about if it's additive or if it's multiplicative. If you see a plus, it means it's going to add to the general amount of percentage you already have. We see this usually in critical hit chance. So in this game, it's called critical strike chance. This is the number of chance you can get a critical hit per times you attack. If you have a 20% critical strike chance and you have now an additive amount of 1%, you're gonna now have 21% of critical strike chance. In other skills, you get a X in between the brackets. That means it's gonna multiply. It's a multiplicator. It's gonna multiply the damage output of your other damage throughout everything, single items and skill you have. So if you have multiple 12, 13, and 18 and 20% damage multiplicators, it's going to take your first damage output, it's going to calculate the crit chance, obviously, and then it's going to multiply the percentage altogether. All right, so now that you know the difference, let's go back to the actual skill and build. All right, so let me show you what's going on with this bone build. First of all, bone splinters, it has synergy and it's going to give us 8% critical strike chance for 4 seconds if the same enemy is hit at least 3 times. Really good. Bone spear, bread and butter, core attack, really important, breaks into 3 shards when destroyed, and has a 5% increased critical strike chance. If bone spears critically strikes the primary projectile, it fires 2 additional bone spear. I took this one over the vulnerable one because this one is getting from the legendary aspect in our weapon. This is solely why I took it. Already talked about this. On living energy, your maximum essence is increased by 3. This build is going to be essence hungry, so we will need to get the most essence back possible. Also, it's going to unlock us the imperfectly balanced passive, which your core skill costs 15% more essence, but you deal 30% increased damage. Multiplicative. Very good. Then, Grim Harvest. Consuming a corpse generates 3 essence. Like I said earlier, the build is hungry for essence. We are going to feed it. Deal 12% increased damage for 4 seconds after consuming a corpse. This is why we take Corpse Explosion with Grim Harvest and Fueled by Death. It's going to give us back some essence, and it's going to give us 12% increased damage plus the 30% of the core skill from Imperfectly Balanced. This, you see where I'm going with this, guys. Also, Corpse Explosion is, in my opinion, the best skill in the game. It deals a lot of damage. It has virtually no cooldown. It actually has no cooldown, and it can be stacked forever, basically. Blood Mist, it's going to be our next skill to be able to get out of sticky situations. On top of that, there is a legendary that will be able to grant us some synergy with Blood Mist. If you have it, you can put it. Death's Reach. You deal 12% increased damage to distant enemies. So then Standing Still to be able to proc the other legendary, which can give you up to 30% increased damage if you are standing still. Again, all of these multiplicative are added together and multiplied together. This is why you have such a great output of damage. Then we take Serration. Your bone skill have 0.5% increased critical chance for each 10 essence. You get 100 essence base, so that's another 5%. You can actually put it up to 1%, 1.5% if you rank it up. I couldn't because I only had 25 or 27 skill points in the beta, but for sure I am going to be fully optimizing this build at launch. Then we take Compound Fracture. After critically striking 10 times with Bone Skill, your Bone Skill deals 5% increased damage. Again, multiplicative. It can go up to 15% if you have all three of them. I've decided to go with Evolution. Your Bone Skill deals 18% increased critical strike damage to vulnerable enemies. And we know that we get vulnerable on every strike of Bone Spear with the legendary item that we have. Bone Storm is going to be our ultimate because it's also going to proc the after critically striking 10 times. So Compound Fracture. And it gives a lot of damage, so 1650 to 2000, plus it also reciprocates to your golem. This is why I took it. Very, very good synergy with everything in the build right now. Bear in mind that there is a lot of legendaries that we haven't seen in the beta. There's like half of them that we haven't seen, but let me still show you a bit of what I've got to be able to also synergize with everything that we already have in the kill department. All right, so we have here critical strikes with Bone Skill increase your essence regeneration by 20% for 4 seconds. Again, just to be able to mitigate the hungerness. Consumes a corpse, increase the damage of your next core skill by 12% up to 60%. How crazy is that? It's multiplicative. On top of that, you have 14% increased strike chance against injured enemies, so under 35% if you are over 80%. Consuming a corpse has 27% chance to spawn a blood orb, which is also great. Paired with this, gain 14 of your primary resource for every 20% health you gain. How crazy is that? Let me know in the comments what you thought about this build. I know I was able to hit around 8k damage with single spear attacks, completely destroying the Wrathful and even dungeon bosses with it. I really, really enjoyed it. For sure, I'm going to main the Necromancer or the Barbarian. I like them both, but I'm going to play them all, that's for sure. Let me know in the comments which class you think you're going to use or main in the beginning of Diablo 4, and what was your best build in the beta. Also, if you have any legendaries that you want to highlight for this specific build that I maybe have forgotten or anything else, please let me know in the comments. We can have a discussion about it. My name is Ghost of Red Seas. I hope you do like these kind of videos. If you do, leave a like and a comment. Also, there's a free and fantastic way to help this channel, and it is by subscribing. Also, you get a chance to win a copy of Diablo 4 whenever you do. The giveaway ends 1 week before the release of the game. Peace!